good energy doctor. That was the term that came up for me this morning on my dream state. I get a lot of great downloads when I'm first waking up. I just kind of stay there for a minute, and then I get up and I write bunches of notes, and it's really fun. So energy doctors, very interesting. Has anybody ever been to a doctor? I've been to a chiropractor one time, and he made me so scared. He said, if you don't hire me for 32 sessions and work with me for a year, you won't be able to move your neck in a few years, and you're going to be just paralyzed and you won't be able to move your neck. Okay, that doesn't work for me. Don't threaten me. Don't put me into fear. I know my body, and did not resonate with me at all that I wouldn't be able to move my neck in a few years. I could move my neck just fine, and that was probably 2008, 2009 maybe. So, a lot of these doctors will have you live in fear. Well, we're having now energy doctors that we're working with. Energy medicine is a thing now. We have to be very discerning of who we work with, because there are energy doctors out there now that could be like, okay, I have a friend. He went to a energy healer, and the healer actually told him, you'll be dead by November. This was probably 2012, 2013. And he didn't die, but when I saw him, he was all scruffy. He looked like he had given up on life. I was like, dude, what happened? And he's like, well, I'm going to be dead by November. And I said, who told you that? And so he proceeds to tell me the story. I said, can you give me the name of that healer? He's like, since he knows me so well, he's like, no. I'm like, I'm going to call her up. I'm going to tell her how irresponsible she was, because no one gets to put expiration date on your life. Hello? That is so irresponsible. Oh my gosh. And I've had situations with clients of mine, and you may have heard the story where there was a lady that came in and she said, can you call so-and-so, which was my medical intuitive that I was working with, and can you ask him like how my body looks? So of course I said, sure. And when I saw her, the story that I tell in a lot of the podcasts is I couldn't see her face physically from the neck up. It was like a black blob. And when I used to get migraine headaches, I would see this aura, and I was like, oh my gosh, am I getting a migraine? Oh my gosh, and I kept looking up at her, and I couldn't see her from the neck up. It was just like a black gray cloud. And I've never seen that before. So I stepped away, called my medical intuitive, and he said, she's not going to be around for maybe, she's got 2 weeks left. He said, all I see is bones. And I'm not going to go back in there and tell her that. I walked back in the room. She said, what did he say? And I said, well, he said, you should just go see your grandkids, take a little break from all the energy work. She was doing so much on top of so much on top of so much. I think it just spun her body out of control, and her body didn't know what she wanted. So it just created death. And it is a thing. I've seen this before. People doing too much energy work, spinning their body out of control, and it just creates a very bad result. So I told her, I said, go see your grandkids and, just go have fun. And she had to fly to see her grandkids. But she was living in so much fear of dying that she just manifested death. So she went to see the grandkids, and I had heard she had passed in about 11 days after I saw her. So why am I recording this video? I just want to make sure that you guys are really careful and discerning who your energy doctors are and what their intention is. Is their intention to create fear for you to keep coming back to them? That's not a good energy. You want to make sure that they are being very tuned in, and that they're not living in any kind of fear or desperation, because that energy can be picked up by you. So energy doctors. It's the new thing that I think I'm going to coin that little phrase, right? Energy doctors, you've heard it here first, right? So energies are changing. We are in the quantum field now. The harmonic eggs are connected to the crystalline grid energy, not necessarily the earth energy as it's shifting. And I spend hours and hours and hours and weeks of my time protecting that energy. The mothership of the eggs is here at my house. And so that is always being cleared by me. And then we have protocols where we are bringing online the other eggs as they're all connecting to each other and making sure that the eggs are safe for everybody. There's the eggs will take on the consciousness of the land that they're on, the owners, the clients, and so it's very important to keep them very clear and I guess the word I want to use is clear, but very clean and clear for everybody, because it's something that I've created. I don't want it to ever hurt anybody, so it's really important to me. So I'm always asking all the other owners, do you have any more things? Have you seen anything? Do we need to change anything? And it needs to be ever changing. So recently somebody brought to my attention that there's an egg on a piece of land that was a war zone and people were killed. So that egg needed special clearing and more attention. And that's, really what I do now is I try to tune into that. I'm trying to hire more people so that I don't get mired down into the details of the business, but that I'm protecting the energies for everyone, for the eggs, for the owners, for the clients, and also making sure that the eggs are stayed connected to the crystalline grid energy, because we don't want them connected to the earth energy right now. I'm trying to use my words very carefully to not freak anybody out, but I think a lot of you out there already know what's going on, and that there is good and evil, and we are going to have to be really careful about what energy devices we use and where we give permission to people to maybe download our consciousness and use it for something that isn't of the highest and best. So there are people on the planet right now that are using technologies to download consciousness and using it for a negative purpose. And we want to protect everybody's energy. We have the free will. Where is the free will if people are allowed to do this? So, but we're agreeing to it. We are making a contract with people. And we have a sovereignty agreement now at all the centers to breach those energetic contracts that we've made. So we want to be really careful with what we're doing with our energy. And speaking of good and evil, it's what you make of it, right? So there's energetic contracts that people have on the planet right now that they're here for that reason, to show us evil. And part of the energetic contracts, the universe has a deal with these people, these entities, that they have to show us what they're going to do before they do it. So they use Hollywood to do that. We've been informed by Hollywood about the Matrix, about pandemics, about anything that you can think of that's happening. We were informed by Hollywood. So they use Hollywood to let us know what they're going to do to us, and then they can, with integrity, do it. So we have to be really careful with our energy. We have to be really careful with who we trust working on our energy field. I think these energy doctors that are going to be maybe the doctors of the future are the ones that are going to be entrusted to our health and well-being to help us navigate what we need. So when people go into the harmonic egg, they can navigate by tuning into their higher self and being protected from the negative energies. They can tune into their higher self and get that information so that they're empowered. They don't need to live in fear. None of us need to live in fear. We just need to listen. We just need to be. And we don't spend enough time being as human beings. We're more like human doings. So as we're doing, we're missing out on the opportunities that are here. So I have a plumber over right now working in my basement, so that's why I have to keep interrupting the podcast, or my little video. And he says that he knows that he's always connected to his grandfather and his father, and he had an awakening when he was working on somebody's property, and he said that they had some wind chimes. And because he's a musician, his background, he said he knew that the chimes were certain tones, and he said he watched on his whatever the watches are, those Fitbits, he watched his heartbeat go down, and normally he knows that his heartbeat is usually up by 15 points when he's working on this type of work. And with the wind chimes playing in the different tones, he felt so zened out, and he said he had an awakening. And it was a really beautiful story. I love talking to, the people that come over to the house, and it's everybody has a beautiful story to share. But now he says he listens more, and sometimes he'll say, he'll hear the voice, look to your right, and he said he'll look to the right and there's an eagle. He sees 1111 all the time. So it's so cute to see how many people are waking up and how many people are aware, and they're spending their time in this place of being as a human being. So it's just such a beautiful expression, and it was just such a beautiful story. It's such a lovely soul. So in closing, I just want to say thank you guys for all the support, all the love, everything that you do. Be careful with what you put your body in, who you trust your energy with, your energy doctors. If somebody's trying to put you into fear, get a second or third opinion. You should always do that anyway. And just know that the harmonic eggs are here to support you, and the center owners are constantly, we're constantly sharing information and giving each other updates on what we're seeing as far as the clients coming in and what they need, and we're constantly trying to support and serve you. I have a new blessing or a prayer to share with you, and so I will have to read it because I just got it yesterday, but it's very simple. So we're going to be asking the center owners to do this before your session. You can also do it before your session. You can do it when you wake up in the morning. So this is my gift to you for an energy prayer, a blessing, whatever it is that you want to use, whatever terms you want to use. I am in a bubble of light. Nothing but light can be here. Nothing but light can touch me. Thank you, God, Source, Sophia, Creator, Goddess, whatever word you want to use. So thank you so much. I love you all.